Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me, you can see me. So we are starting our next meeting, so number 12, and today we are going to talk about our own place. Place not as a physical place, but our energetic, emotional place in the family system, because this is a source of how we receive energy from our family and how we give and pass the energy to our children and grandchildren so how we stay in the flow of energy. So this order in this place is very important. And on practice, I see how many people don't know their own place. They try to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and how much it may cost you energetically, emotionally, financially, and in health questions as well. So today we are going to do some practice, and we start the practice from right away. So I hope that this meeting will be useful and you learn something about yourself and you find more and more resources. Okay, so as I said, we start doing practice right away. Because there is some step by steps, and I will just show you different variations, how it can be applied to you. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions. And let me do some magic. Okay, so you should have, you should see my paper. And I'm going to draw, and I invite you to have a piece of paper, any size. I have like just regular A4, and what's happened to my camera? And what's happened to my camera? Okay. Wait. Trying to do some magic, and magic doesn't work. Let's me see. Okay, come on. Please behave. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And again, today we are going to talk about our energetic place, where in the family system we stay, where in this family system we belong. So we don't jump from one generation to another generation. We don't become mothering our mothers and being children for our children. So like we want to be in our own place, which belongs to us, because this is a very magical and powerful place. So piece of paper, I have just a regular 9 by 12 inches. You can do A4 or any other sizes. And on this piece of paper, we are going to have, like, if you have children, and some of you I know already may have grandchildren, so we visually divide the paper in half, just in half. And we are going to use the right side first. So on this right side, I want you to find the place and draw your father and mother. So we are going to do the homogram, and this is usually a square represent male and circle represent female. So we are going just do the structure of the family without much emotions involved. This is like, let's see on the blueprint of the family, who belongs where and what is the order of the family. So this is my father and this is my mother. It doesn't matter if they are divorced or if they are alive. So they members of my family. And you can write down their name. I do just initials. But names may give you some clues about patterns in your family, like just extra tool that you can use, observe. So I have father and mother, and in their union, there were 3 children. So they had 3 children. If your parents, and I will do it this way. So this is really like engineering. We are drawing structure of the family without stories behind it right now, like something simple. We just want to organize the structure. So in this order of children, write their names if you know. I hope you know your siblings, and find your own place. If in your family there were some dramatic stories about some miscarriages, about some abortions, children that died like at very early age, they still belong to the family. We are not going to count every abortion that your parents may have, like especially if you don't know exactly what it is. But something that is dramatically affected the family still belong to the family. And you can draw some additional siblings if you know about them. This could be some information, important information, to see them on the same level as you are. But if you don't know any stories and you know like there was only 4 children and I am the second, so this is good enough. We are not trying to dig the dirt from the family. We want to see the order. Okay, so in the siblings, find your own place. I'm the first one, so I put the I here. So this is I. And you can say, I'm first, or I'm the third, I'm second. Like find your place in the line of siblings. And accept this place. Now you can go higher on the level up and draw your grandparents. When I started doing the constellation work, I was amazed how many people don't know names of their grandparents. So do initials, and you can find like there is some lack, there is some unknown information there. If you were adopted or your parents were adopted and never had names of their parents, it doesn't matter. You just draw their presence here, because it's still be they came from mother and father. There still be some biological parents behind them. We are not talking about the family that adopted children or the family that raised children. Like we are talking about bloodline, about biological parents of each person. And for Alexander, and I do initial, so I don't want to burden you with the family history, my family history, but you can say them out loud for you and just invite, like acknowledge their presence, acknowledge their value being before you. Because of them, you are alive right now. It doesn't matter if like they were good or bad people. Like we are not trying to judge them. It's not the the core that really value their life. Their value is they gave you life. They were before you so you can live right now. And this is a good enough for today. It's good enough for any day, but like we are looking at the structure. So in this order, look at it. Like, what is your first impression? We are not talking about your children yet, because for children, we need a man. We need a partner to have children. So we are just looking at the order of my immediate family. What is your impression? Is it like, oh my God, like I have many people in my family, or I have too little in my family, like my family is big, or my family is not as big. Like if, you can look at the way you're drawing. And again, something happened to my, wait, come on. Doesn't, wait, what's happened? I feel, So like technical, I got lost. Sorry, sorry guys. I want to make sure that we can see fully, because what I felt like. Okay, I think this is working now. I got lost for some second. Okay, so what is your impression about the family? Because sometimes we draw so much intense that like you can say like, yes, my family is intense. This is how I see intense family. This is how I see my family, the order. Does it have enough space to breathe, or is like it's so close to each other? So this is already some clues for you. Again, we are not trying to awake intense emotions behind it. We want to recognize the order. Now, if we have children, or used to have children, or so we invite our partner on the left side of the drawing. And the left side of the drawing is usually belongs to men, just because when you stand and look down, like we are always looking forward, and forward will be here. Your man will be on the right side of you. This is like traditionally recognized that men stand on the right side, because in wild times, men protected women. So in the right hand, they had like some kind of weapon, and their space on the right side should be open, should be available to protect the family behind them. So the family was on the left side, and the weapon was on the right side, or active action should be done by the right hand in most cases. I don't believe there is any exceptions for left-handed people, but because the majority still be the right-handed, and this is how the tradition build up. And energetically, that's why women look for protection, and men looking for action. So we are keep this tradition and keep this energetic order as well. So men on the right side from the woman, but on the paper, when we look at it, it will be like mirrored. So we have like men on the left side, women on the right. But if you put yourself in the place of a woman, your man will be on the right side from you. I hope it makes sense. Now, so this is my partner. So I'm drawing my family, you draw yourself. So I put here name. And he has, of course, he has father and mother again. Here and father here. And you need to see that this is the order. So this is like I and my husband on the same level. Nobody is above, nobody is below. Like we are equal on the same level. The same is equal to my sisters, to my brothers. And if your partner has siblings, you put them as well. Like my husband doesn't have any siblings, so that's why he is only child here. So, and write down names of his parents. This is from for respect for them. Their acknowledgement, because they gave birth to your partner. And it's very important because this acknowledgement will be recognized in the future generations as well. We need to know where we came from. It doesn't matter. Do we like those people? Do not. It's not about good or bad people. It's about order. Simple math. Simple rules. And I invite you as well, recognize grandparents of your partner. And this is a very interesting, like sometimes we may don't know names of your partner's grandparents. This is some blind spot for you, and you can do research. You need to know it because this is the history of your children. So. When I first time did this order, I was surprised that I hesitated to name one of the grandparents, and like, really, I don't know. Like this was a moment of shame, and I had to dig the records about the family to make sure that I still remember it right. But it was an awakening moment. Like, okay, I don't pay much attention. I need to remember it a little bit better. So now you see how family doubled. This is many people now. And we are, it doesn't matter, like if you are still be in this union, if this person still be alive or not. But if you have the children with this parent, with this partner, not parent, partner, you recognize the union that it's happened and recognize children that came from this union. Like even if children are like 40 years old now, it doesn't matter. So I have two boys, so I have two sons, so I recognize them here. It's two squares. Very like structured. And if you have grandchildren, you can go deeper. And now on your drawing, like there could be some situations when you had several marriages, and you can like, let me show you like how you can do it. For example, this is you, this is your first husband, and there could be some second husband, and you can just do like several lines, third husband. So this is could be some connections. If there is a miscarriage and we don't know the gender, what shape do you use? Usually we use the diamond. Diamond is representing unknown sex. Look at the family now. How big is it? How entangled is it? Maybe you can say like, oh my gosh, like there are so many partners, children, and like different relatives that I don't know names even. So just observe it. This is the fact. We are not judging or labeling anything. We are looking at the order. And this can be already emotional without, because order already representing the story. But again, the goal is to find the place. And look, who is standing next to you on the same level? It's very important to see children below you. The hierarchy of your family is very strict. The children below you. It doesn't matter if between children there is like 20 years difference, they still be below you and they still be on the same level. This like 25 years old man and the baby 1 month will be on the same level. They are siblings. They're not father and child and daughter. They are siblings, and this is very important. And the same with your level. You and your partner are on the same level, and you look at him at the same level, and your parents on the same level, and your grandparents on the same level, your parents above you. It's not a good or bad, like I don't want to be under them. It doesn't matter. This is the law of nature. They came before you and we recognize this order. So this is a just facts. We are accepting the fact like, yes, they are my parents and they came before me. So I can live and my children can live and my grandchildren will live and so on. So this is a very important. We are not going to nieces and nephews. Like if you want, you can go in such details. But today the goal is, first of all, to find your own place. Now we are going to talk about some entanglements. What is going on? The nature creates this order. So it has like a pipeline of energy, and energy always came from above to below, like from top to bottom. So the energy came from our grandparents to our parents to us and to our children. So the movement will be from top to bottom. It's like the blessing from the sky is coming from our parents. And that's why it's very important to be under your parents so you can accept this blessing from the sky. And why, what is usually happening in our families, and I'm not an exception, so talking from my personal experiences. So what we usually do, I will do drawing on another piece of paper because I don't want to mess with the family structure, but you can see what we have usually. We have partner, ourselves, and instead of recognizing, let's say, this is his parents, that I am equal to my husband. I know as much as he does about life. I came on the same level. I don't know any better than he does. I start teaching him how he has to dress up, how he has to do stuff, how he has to behave, how he has to find his job, how he has to follow my orders. It's a position of parent-child. And by teaching my husband doing something appropriate and not appropriate, this isn't good, this is not, like when we really start saying, with unconsciously saying like, I know better, we are placing ourselves in the place of his mother. There are some exceptions, like you can place yourself in the shoes of his father as well, but usually it's a mother role. So we're saying like, I know better. I would raise you better man if I would be your mom. This is not good. Not good just because this place is already taken, and usually you will have a big conflict with your mother-in-law in this case. Because you say like, you did a bad job, like he is doing something wrong, so that's because you raised him wrong. And I will teach him better. But the worst part of it, that you are energetically step in the energy of this person. And the energy gives you the same age, the same health, the same energy level, and the same interest in life, desire to live. So if you want to be the woman that at least 20 years older than you are, sacrifice your health, sacrifice your finances, usually like interest in life, in desire to learn, and you sacrifice your sex life as well, because you are already not in a partner relationship, you're already in a mother-child relationship. Nobody wants incest, even if it's an energetic incest. Like you are really, your body will be adapting to this energy of another person, of another role, and it will reject anything that brings you to the partner on the same level. So this is a very important and very twisted. So because wherever we pay attention, the energy is going there. So this is a very important to know this order, and don't try to play somebody's roles. This place is already taken by another woman. She did her best, and it's not our place it's not our role to judge anybody. So you got what you got. You had your partner, and he is on the same level. So if you don't want to sacrifice your health, your finances, your sex life, your desire to live, because like if you look at, let's say like you are 30 years old here, and you are stepping in the role of 50, 60 years old woman, there is a different interest in life. I don't say that they're good or bad, like they're just different. Because different focus. So we need to stay in our place. Desire to judge anybody or teach, and like when you have this emotional movement, like I know better, like you know the cost. You can judge anyone you want, like, but you know the cost now. So step back. Could be a good motivation. So no, I want to have my health, and I want to have my energy level, because when you step in somebody's role, you are not adapted to accept energy from their lineage. You only adapted to accept energy from your parents, and you're twisting this. You are stepping out. You're disconnecting yourself from your parents, from the energy flow that you can accept effortlessly. This is just something that is given to you. So don't jump in such situation. Like don't try to be mothering your partner. Another common situation, when we start mothering our parents, and this is, let's say, this is my mom, this is my father. And for some reason, you feel that mom is not capable to decide on her own. you stepping in mothering her, but not even in her role. You are stepping in the role of her mother. So you are jumping 2 generations up. This is a very dramatic role. Like this is you are getting older, like 40, 50 years older. So this is not what we want. This is not what we want to feel in our body. The energy is twisted. The focus is there. And how we can decide, like, okay, so this is, I'm stepping in somebody's role. When you start, again, the same as with partner, I know better what you need. You need to do, you need to move, you need to eat differently. Like, this is a parental role. Like, we are not going to decide on our parents. We can support them, we can help them. But again, parents are those who comfort us, those who are giving us blessings, who are giving us comfort. They reduce anxiety, and let's say, like, you can do it, like, I believe in you, I can see you. So this is a very important. Stop mothering our parents and enjoy your role as a child. Ask advices, ask suggestions. Even if they are gone, we still have this communication in our head. Like, your parents can be gone for 20 years, but you still, like, teaching them which bike they should buy to you, or something that they done wrong to you. This is a mothering them. We are like, step down. I'm accepting the energy. I accepting your decisions, even if I'm not agree with them. So this is a very important. I'm here, and I accept the blessings and advices and energy and comfort, or sometimes discomfort that parents causing us. This is the order. Again, like, we don't want to sacrifice our health, our money, our, like, finances, and other relationships as well, because like, if you're stepping in the role of your grandmother, you are subconsciously already happening in this reunion between, and repeating the same patterns that happening between your grandma and your grandpa. They are like lived 50 years ago. It probably was a challenging time. It's always challenging time, but it was different challenge. You are not adapted to it. You don't know how to deal with those challenges. So we don't want to be there. We don't want to wear their shoes. It's not something that you meant to be. So this is a very important. One more scenario I want to talk about. When we have, let's say, this is me, this is my partner, this is, let's say, our child. And for some reason, partner is gone. Like, he left, you divorced, passed away, it doesn't matter. He is not involved in the family anymore. And from biggest love, the child is trying to, it doesn't matter the sex of the, or gender of the baby or the child is trying to compensate this place. From out of love. It's always happening out of love. And he said, like, okay, mom, I see you're lonely, that you cannot really have support from the father. I'll be your partner. And the child start making decisions on behalf of the father, comforting mother, make decision, do some actions, like with small children, they usually just emotionally support parents. single parent, but when they're getting older, they're already stepping in fully in duty of partner. Like they fix all this house, they make money, bring money to the like. So this is the role of the partner. It's not the role for the child. So this is a very important. So let them be children, emotionally children. So, and you can, if you see such tendency and such patterns in your family, emotion, like visualize how you say, no, you're my child. You're not my husband. You are not my partner. You don't have to deal with this, because what the child is going to sacrifice, like he already fulfilled his partnership. There will be no much energy to deal with his own relationships. There will be some challenges in his relationship, personal relationships. His focus is here to fulfill this role instead of fulfilling his place. So this is a very important, how we can move the child and say like, yes, I'm a single parent and this place is available, but not for you. So this is a very important, how we can move children in their own place with a good intention, because this place is the best for them. And it's best if you would be just available so somebody else can come to you. Another thing, like I forgot to mention, when we start mothering our partners, so this is our partner. So when you are mother, the partner will behave like a child. And what the child doing, like they are spontaneous, they are gaming, and they are very emotional. They don't do action. They usually, children don't earn money. So this is not in the role of the child to go and get the bread for the family. So just because you are knowing better than for him. So this is like, this is the cost. We don't want our partners behave as children. So we have to stop to be their mothers. We need to be on the same level. The same level, it means we are in dialogue. We can communicate, we can talk about stuff. Not like, it doesn't matter like, oh, he cannot be on dialogue because he doesn't open his heart. Like, many people cannot open their heart. It doesn't matter. The dialogue could be very simple, about real life, about like what you've done at work, what you learned, what you like, what you don't like. So this is at the same level, how you talk to siblings. It's not always about big emotions and big, deep fears that they have. It could be just a regular conversation. So in dialogue, this is a partnership. So we find partnership, we take responsibility, each take responsibility for themselves and for their children. And they know how to solve conflicts. They don't push everybody like you do, as I said, like, but they know how to solve conflicts. So we need to learn how to be in dialogue with our partners. So we are equal. But before we can do it, we need to recognize this equality between us. Okay, so this is a rule. I thought like, please tell me like if there is some questions about your family, like some unusual situation, and we tried to look at it as a structure at it, and maybe some exceptions, because this is a much more useful when you know some specifics, like some personal stories. We have one more step to do on this with this drawing. But let me know like what you've learned about your family today. You may notice that some names in generations are repeated, and the name is usually this energetic print, energetic code that activates some patterns behind it. So you can notice that it's your children repeating the patterns of your grandparents, or at least connected much closer to them. It's not necessarily like they have to end up the same way as them, but it's just a clue. Okay. For example, in my case, my mom named me after her mom. So this is the grandchild was equal to the grandmother. So this is and I repeat it constantly for first half of my life, this mothering of my mother. And this was a very bad thing. It's not like she was asking for it, but I just was in the same pattern. It was organic for me. It's interesting how quickly the tree grows wider as we go up. Yes. And this is, we only look at your immediate family. We are not going to siblings of your parents, to siblings of your grandparents. It's like it's a very quickly growing. So, but even just following your blood lineage, it's already after 7 generations, you will have, I believe, over 250 people behind you. There are different people there. There are good people and bad people. There are victims and there are killers, and there are some shamans, there are healers, there are prostitutes, there are different people. In 250 people behind you who are standing behind you, there is everybody. So when we try to judge somebody, the drop, most likely the drop of those people, the same energy is running in your vein. So it's very important to remind yourself, like, I have the drop of it, like maybe not in this particular nationality, but the energy that this person representing. So we have this whole spectrum in our DNA. We have the whole spectrum of different qualities and possibilities, good and bad. Like, so accept all of it, because only because of it, because those bad people that were behind you, you are born here, and you are who you are. So this is a very spiritual journey to find the lineage and connect to the lineage. My father-in-law died in May, and my mother-in-law seems to expect the 3 siblings to replace her husband to take care of her. What is the appropriate energetic relationship for this scenario? So first of all, for her, you need to see her in her place, like she is standing. Let's take piece of paper, like so. Let's say her husband passed away, and they had so it's her siblings or her children is taking care of her, like if there will be, let's do, I think this will be important for, let's say there are different children and they try to subsidize the husband, the father. So usually one of them step in. Like it's usually not the 3 of them. Like if it's a 3, it's easier for all of them because it, like no, not on. not only one sacrifice the relationship and whole focus is here. Like if they all be there, they need to they divide this pressure, but it's a very rarely, like usually it's a one child who is dive in and completely replace this place. For this person, it's very important to recognize, I have my father, like even he passed away, it's still be, he is the who is standing there. This role is taken. I cannot be competing with my father. I cannot subsidize and I cannot give to my mother what she is looking for. It will always not enough because it's not my role. And to step out of this role, he needs to recognize his mother as a mother, not as a partner. He needs to ask, the best tool that I learned is to ask for blessing. Ask for like starting some project or starting some, starting learning something new, or just say like, Mom, you never gave me blessing. Can you give me the blessing? Blessing could be given only from the parent to child, or from somebody who is beyond you to younger generations. So this may help him or her to step down and accept the blessing. Ask advices. It doesn't matter like if you follow those advices or not, like ask them. Involve it, like look for comfort from mother. And don't try like, okay, Mom, I solve all your problems. Like this is a partner role. So it's a very important to be a child and behave as a child. You can help like on some physical level, like to go shopping or fix the house. But again, it's not from the position, I'm solving all your problems. I do it because I'm equal to you. It's like, okay, my mom asked me to do chores, I do chores. Like this could be different energy and different emotions behind it. And in this case, mom, and you don't need to comfort your mom emotionally. If mom still be struggle with the grief, it's mom's role to grieve with the husband. Because like if this role is fulfilled, nobody can step in this role, and the emotions behind it will not be processed fully. So it's a very important to leave your mom with emotions of grieving her lost husband and be the child without this comforting. Like the comfort is a good intention, but it's usually slow down big processes and it entangles so much in our family. So it's a very important that you don't responsible for mom's comfort. Mom responsible for your comfort, because it's a parent who comfort children, parent who follow traditions and culture, parent who make decisions on behalf of the child, parent who force sometimes children to do something, like parents teaching children. So we need to be very careful about our actions and our intention to comfort anybody. Comfort your siblings, other siblings, or comfort yourself. Okay. I hope I answered your question, Cynthia. My mother was a teen mom and my father was very abusive. So my mother used me as a pacifier. In turn, I was not close to my father as a child. Okay, so in any family system, this is just a rule. Father, child, has a child, in this case, a girl, and this child has 50% of her father and 50% of her mother. It doesn't matter how abusive, angry, violent the man was, he gave 50% to the child. And this is a good enough. Sometimes people came in our life just to give a life to somebody else. And this is a biggest recognition for you, first of all, because you're already adult. You recognize and acknowledge this gift of life. Yes, the rest character, we are not judging, we are not here to judge, but recognize the life and accept the life from violent man. If you are living and you're living till now, something good has happened before. And we don't judge the look of the person who gave us a diamond, because diamond is pressure itself. So we accept the diamond from any hands, but because it's your life, and this is what you need to do. And you need to find usually it's a role for the mother, but in some cases, some really twisted cases, like mother cannot do it, but your mother usually needs to learn how to love father of a child in the child. Recognize some characteristic that child is doing exactly as her father. In this case, the child will know, this is from my father, this is from my mother. And I have this ability and freedom to find my own way. When we exclude somebody and say okay, so this is a horrible person, we are not going to talk about anymore. We are excluding this energy, and the child will compensate. It's no, 50% cannot be excluded from me. I'm going to show you that my father will be living in me. This is a subconsciously done. It's not something that we really do thinking about it or behaving. Even if you don't feel like he is your father, it doesn't matter. It's still be growing you. 50% of your DNA came from him and his lineage. So you need to learn how to love and appreciate the father inside of you. Maybe you can say, okay, my eyes came from my father. Maybe my activity and the violence, it's usually is telling about willpower. And I have the willpower of my father. I have jumping very actively in some actions. This came from my father. So start recognizing some values that came from your father. Again, it's you're doing it not to make a cult out of your father, but accept 50% of yourself and have the freedom from it. I'm accepting, so it's not overpowering me. It's not overwhelming me. My history, my lineage does not overwhelm me anymore, because yes, it's in me. And because I am living, it was worse to have this relationship. So this is a very important. So everything that happened before you was good enough so you can live. Maybe other ways there was not possible. So there was some quality from your father that move your life forward, helps you to achieve your goals, helps you to be happy in life. You just need to recognize it. They can be completely different form, but it's the energy itself is coming from him. You can recognize that I am a pacifier, where in life I use the skill to negotiate with my clients, maybe, or negotiate with my family. This is some tools, some skill that was given you from the birth. because of such complex relationship between your parents. This is a gift. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Cynthia. Okay. Oh, it's a different person who asked. But yeah, learning, teaching yourself how to recognize father's energy inside of you and appreciate it. Now, okay, so I think we are going to the one more step that is very important. I'm talking about this place in your life and in your family. And I invite you to look at your structure of your family. This is a blueprint of your family. You may find out new connections and new questions a little bit later. And this is, you can always come back to the drawing, add more characters, more elements, and spend a little bit more in research for names and history behind those people, and appreciate their presence in your life. But now I invite you to choose any object on your table, in your room, any object. It could be a stone, it could be, I'll do the stone today. It could be a shell, pencil, maybe eraser, sharpeners, like whatever you can find. You find any object. And just hold it in your hand. I have this turquoise cabochon. Just feel it. And this object will represent you, yourself. This is me. And just look like how beautiful you are, how solid or soft or sharp you are. Just observe it. I have different cracks and scars on my stone, and this makes very unique and beautiful. Just hold it in your hand, observe, feel it, feel the energy. And now, when you connect with your element, with your object, you can say, I'm taking my place. Find your place in this family structure and place the object like you are stepping in fully. You're fully stepping in your role, in your place. And this place belongs to you. It's your birthright. It's nothing you need to prove anybody or fight for. This is my place. And I'm taking it. I'm stepping in this role. And feel how does people behind you, your parents standing behind you, your grandparents standing behind you, they are behind, they're giving you, they're sending love and energy to you. Notice how people on the same level with you, your partner, your siblings, or maybe several partners that you, but they still be on the same level. You can look at left, you can look at right, feel their presence, like people on the same level with me. And I don't have to teach them anything. I can be just in a relationship with them. I can find a dialogue with them. And now you look in front of you. What is growing in front of you? Your children, your grandchildren. This is where you're passing the energy forward. Feel this connection. I'm receiving from my back and I'm giving from my heart. This is a very important, like this, you are in the flow. This is the order and flow of nature, and how effortlessly it's coming to you. You may don't know those people very well. You maybe not even seen them in your life. But this is where you came from, and this is where you giving your energy forward. And you can just say one more time, this is my place. Okay. How is everyone doing? And when you try to teach somebody, except your children, step in this place. Just feel like maybe they have their own place, and respect that place. Respect their role in your system. So we don't have this obligation to teach how to live everyone in our life. Children is usually enough. Okay. And if you see that other people in trying to pull you in other roles, silently for yourself, like, no, my role is the best. This is what I'm meant to be, and this is where I'm going to stand. So this is a very important to occupy your role, so nobody else to pretend and on this role, and be solid in this role, so nobody try to pull you from this role. So this is a very important, because your role in the family, your place in the family is perfect for you. Your family is perfect. With all these crazy people in the family, it's perfect for you because you know your place. And this is the most important. Okay, I'm done. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to share what was the most important for you, what you learned, I highly appreciate it. So. Good. It's a big topic, and of course there are such as complex entanglements in our families, but it's, again, we don't need to solve all entanglements. The first step and the most important, to find your own place. Okay, thank you. Looking at this as a gift is helpful. This is cleaning up so many entanglements on all levels. Yes, again, like, we are not going in a separate stories, like, okay, this is the worst. No, it's a endless process, because one story will lead to another story, and this will take years and lives to resolve all entanglements. You, first of all, step in your role and try to be yourself, because when we are ourselves, we are resourceful, we have energy is coming and energy is going forward. So we have this particular resource that we can share with other people. We know our purpose, we know our we have enough energy, and when we have enough energy, we are more happier and more available for communication. We are more available for our partners, for our siblings, and for our children as well. So we have the direction where we're looking at, because remember, where is your attention, the energy is following. So look at your children. Don't try, feel the presence of your partner, even if the partner is not with you. To still be the present, the role is father of your children, still be present, like they need to be recognized about this role. So it's a very important. Okay, now how do I explain this wonderful insight to my children? They want to Mother me now. I'm older, especially my daughter. I am beginning to love my independence. So first of all, Dawn, don't try to jump in right away in any conversations. Allow yourself a month to feel your place, and you, first of all, recognize yourself as a mother. I'm mother. I'm making decision for myself, and I can make decision for yourself. So this is a very first, like, you need to be confident in your role. And in most cases, when you're confident in your role as a mother, supporting comfort for your children, passing on some traditions and cultures, make decisions for yourself, first of all, this is the children will be relaxed and stop mothering you. And if it doesn't help, you can always say, like, I'm your mother. You're my child. I'm giving. You are receiving. So this doesn't have to be like big dramatic conversations, like with any stories behind. Like, this is a fact. I'm your mother. You are my child. And calmly just keep repeating it for yourself for a month. And later, if you need it, you can speak up it out loud. But in most cases, children just relax because they say, like, okay, she's fine. And you can worlds will start changing. Notice what is changing inside of you and what is changing around you and how your children react. I'm going to share this video with my family. Okay, Wendy, I hope they will understand what we're talking. Remember that we had so many before we came to this point. When both parents are gone and your siblings assign your role of matriarch, how do I remove myself from this role, especially my 3 sisters? So first of all, so usually the matriarch is the oldest member of the family. And when you there is nothing bad about this role. It's just from different understanding behind it. You can be matriarch, like if you're the oldest sister, and you can be the matriarch from the level of siblings. I don't make decisions on your behalf, but I can still passing some traditions, like we can get gathering together, and you will be matriarch for your children and grandchildren and for your nieces and nephews. But just don't try to fulfill shoes of parents. This is not what the matriarch is representing. It's just oldest member of the family. If you are not the oldest member of the family, you can say, like, I'm second in siblings. This role does not belong to me. I will not be able, I'm not equipped to do it. So this could be passed to your oldest sibling, or just have a realize, like, first of all, like, what is the role representing? Do I have any rights to be in this role? Because rights will give you tools to use it. Okay. Haha, you're right. Thank you. You're welcome. So thanks very much for joining me. Thank you for your open questions and sharing your stories behind it. So I hope that this will be helpful for many people, and I hope to see you soon. The next week, I don't know yet about the topic. It's usually coming to me in my dreams. So next time when on Monday, there will be already some scheduled new live streams, and I'll see you next Friday. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye.